Yes, I'm a little early, but that's okay. I'm just going to make sure everything is working correctly and make sure everything looks good. So far, so good. Yeah, everybody's in frame for the most part. So if I move that much up further, then you guys can't see what I'm doing, but then I can't record it either. Uh, the problems of being a YouTuber. So, today, in case you are watching this on replay, um, I'm going. The prompt for Drawsome today was, or for this week rather, is vegetables. So I chose to draw a cornucopia with veggies and leaves and all that kind of cool stuff. So I think what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to do a little bit of inking, and then we can just go on with a little bit of a watercolor wash. And I'll be using my Arteza uh, pan sets and my new watercolor brushes that Smart Art sent me. So that's what we're going to do. So let me go ahead and start inking a little bit of this, just to kind of give us a little bit of definition. And yeah, I'm just using a really small liner pen. It's the 005. I didn't want a lot of heavy black lines. Just some defining lines. This. Let's see. I do normally start streaming a little early, so in case, just make sure that everything's working correctly. So if I tell you it's at 8:30, it will start at 8:30. It's just I just want to make sure that everything's good to go. Because every once in a while, I'll restart my computer and nothing wants to work. So it's kind of a hit or miss type of thing. So I have put out the uh, poll so that if anybody wants to put in an idea as to what next year's Drawsome content will be, you have on my community tab put up a poll, and you can let me know what you think you'd like to see me and Jen draw for 2021 on Drawsome. We've already had a few people put in their ideas, and they are awesome ideas too. But we still need more. So go ahead and if you don't want me to do a shout out for you, you want your privacy or something like that, that's fine too. Just put in there that, don't worry about a shout out. But I'm going to do a shout out for anybody who puts in an idea or a couple of suggestions. You can, more than one is fine. And yeah, we're going to give shout outs to all those who put in some ideas, and it's going to be fun. I enjoy doing Drawsome. And if you enjoy watching it, please put your what you'd like to see on that poll, or even put them in the comment below too. That'll work. So I think this may be it. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. So, but yeah, we've been having such a good time on here. And we don't want it to stop. And if you don't want it to stop either, then yeah, give us some ideas what you want to see. As many ideas as you want. Just remember they have to be kid friendly. Family friendly content, so nothing outrageous. Can't do that. That would not be nice. But yeah, we will definitely add it to the list of stuff for next year, since we're compiling a list I get kind of start not knowing what to do. I mean, it's not a case of artist block or anything like that. It's just sometimes you sit down and go, what are we gonna draw? You know? So sometimes it's nice to just have somebody come in and go, hey, why don't you draw such and such? There. Let's do this gourd here. So this looks pretty good for an inking. Yeah. So now I'm just going to go ahead and erase all the pencil lines that we don't need, like this. I got this reference picture off of Pixabay, or not Pixabay, Unsplash, that's it, Unsplash. And I just thought it was beautiful. This is only a portion of it because it was way too big to fit into this space on my sketchbook. So I had to scrunch it down a little bit. And of course, I kind of embellished on it. I added the beets and different veggies. Didn't have as many veggies as it did leaves and like flowers. So I was kind of like, okay, well, we can change that. But I liked the way the cornucopia looked. So yeah, that's what we done. And the pins that I use are they don't bleed when they get wet, so that's why you don't see any bleeding of the ink. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet the whole background. Because we've already got the definitive lines in there. So now all we have to do is kind of drop in some color in places. It doesn't have to be too detailed. So it looks more... Am I getting enough water on here? This paper is so thirsty. Yeah, we still need some water in here. If I can't get the light to hit it just right, looks like it's dry. This is part of the problem with working with too much watercolor in a sketchbook is you can't really soak the paper too much because you'll end up going to the next page and you don't want to do that. Okay, let's drop in some color. And we're going to use a color brown, what did you call this? Cerulean yellow, I guess. No, this would be yellow ochre. That's what I thought. And we're just gonna, not too carefully, but just you can kind of see with the water on there what it's doing. It just kind of flows all over. And if it gets onto like this pear here, which I mean, I guess that could be a pear, it doesn't really matter. You're just gonna let things flow together. And let's see, the wheat. Like that. Just add some more water. And let's see, we'll add some green to that. Just a bit. I guess what you could say is I'm just kind of blocking colors in, if that's how you wanna put it. Let's see, do some of this in yellow as well. And the corn, of course. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it for yellow. And we're going to need some red for the tomato. And put some on these beets. Like that. And then we need some orange. Or as orange as we can get, I guess. Put some on the pumpkin. is this picture, this pumpkin was orange, very orange. In fact, I think I used it for the picture on my community tab. This is looking pretty good. Oh, let's see. I want to make sure I'm in frame for all of it. And some more orange. A little bit dulled down, not as bright maybe. For the carrots. All right, so this gourd here, and then all the leafy things, and I think the berries. Switch brushes really quick. Okay. This gourd is like yellow and green, so I'm gonna get a little bit of this green going. And just spread it out a little bit. And go back and get a little bit of yellow. And I think I'm going to use this yellow ochre again. Where is that? What is that? Naples? Yeah, Naples yellow. I'm going to add some Naples yellow up in here as well. And on the far side of the corn. For a little bit of a shadow. There we go. This is just kind of showing us where the shadows were. Let's see. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of browns. Because we want this to be real homey looking. Not super bright. Just going to throw some shadows in. And after we're done with putting all the basic colors in, we can go back in and do more detail work. Okay. I'm going to go up to a lighter brown, so it's kind of in between here. So yeah, let's see. We're just going to start dropping in. Yeah, I got to put in these leaves. Let's see, so here. This green's almost empty, so I use it so much. Let's see, we want to put some on this tomato. And so, yeah, if you guys want to paint your own cornucopia, it's not difficult. Be a nice thing to give to somebody as a present at Thanksgiving dinner or what have you. Or just to have it. It's always nice to just have your own artwork just hanging around too. Because it'll remind you of something that you accomplished. It doesn't have to be perfect. Half of the fun of making art is just for the fun of it. And if you like it, that's all that matters, right? Let's see. Put a bit darker green in here. Some back in here. Around these berries. Yeah, I know they're not vegetables, but they were in the picture and they looked really cool. So I'm just kind of splashing them in there. I'm just giving it a bit of greenery. There we go. Like that. And see, what else do we need to do? I think we're going to define the wheat back there in the background just a bit. I think it's a little light. So I'm just going to get a bit of this, add a little bit of green to it, and just like that. Just to give it just a touch more, so it's a little more dramatic looking. Alrighty. Now that we got all the basic colors in, now we can go to a smaller brush and put in a few details. And I want to darken up that tomato a little bit around the bottom. So I'm going to take a little bit of red and a little bit of this green and come around here. And then just kind of blend it out a little bit. And then take plain red and go back over the red. That. And let's see, might do the same thing to these beets. Just add a little bit of, so they kind of fade down into pink. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Is everybody good so far? Now, these yellow things are actually gourds, so I need to add the stripes. Now we already have the nice yellow base color to them. The color on top was like an almost a very light brown. So I'm going to just mix this with a little bit of the yellow. So that it's not too dark. And then we will just start the base of the gourd and just going up and down, up and down, up and down until it gets smaller. Up and down, 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 until it gets smaller. Down, up and down, up and down, down. There we go. And that should look like a gourd. A little bit of this dark color around the base. Define it from those carrots, which still need some help. But that's a nice looking gourd, if I don't say so myself. So let's do the same thing to this one. This one's sitting up, right? So we just start here at the bottom, up and down, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And just kind of disappeared to nothing, like that. And one stripe here, like that. There we go. Now, let's work on this gourd and the pumpkin. That gourd has got relatively dark. I need a darker green. No. Let's use fern green. It's much darker. And I'm just going to go around the edge here. I can get some paint on my brush. And here, and here, and there. Like that. That looks good. Okay. Now this pumpkin here. This orange kind of went on us. So I'm just going to pick up some more and put it into the area where it's supposed to be shadowed. And then blend it out a little bit. Like that. And same for here. And on this side. Oops, didn't want that brush anyway. Okay, so take a little bit more of this. And what we're going to do is after we get this orange in, we're going to go back to like an orangey yellow and go over the part so it really makes this one pop. We'll go back over the lighter portions. Okay. Now we'll get our yellow. And we're going to go with like a lemon yellow. Hello. How are you tonight, Bad Habit? Ah, Brian. Did you really? Tell me right back to me. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for coming by. I do appreciate it. We're just putting on some of the details here. And kind of just a loose watercolor painting of a cornucopia. Because our prompt was vegetables. So that's what we're doing. Vegetables. And I think we need to we need to finish up these carrots too, don't we? Okay, let's do that as well. And we're going to add a little bit of this. It smells like a chocolate brown. What is that? That color is... Oh, the yellow ochre again. Why does it look brown? That's so strange. It does not look yellow at all. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if it's me. Do carrots just always look dirty? I mean, They just have a tendency to always look dirty to me. Even after you wash them, they still look dirty. When I was a kid, our next door neighbor had a huge garden. my my friend, the woman who grew this big garden, she she had no idea. Oh my gosh, her son and I would sit out there with the hose and just eat half the garden. It was hilarious. I think she caught us one time, but it was fun. She grew all types of stuff, and we'd eat it right out of ground. Carrots, radishes, didn't matter what it was. We were rotten kids. We just dragged the hose over and started eating. Okay, I think I'm gonna work on this basket just a little bit more, because it just seems like it's lacking depth. And there we go. That looks a little better. I think my favorite part is adding all the details. It really is. Put some darker brown in there. And up in here. I just mixed a little bit of that same brown with a little bit of black. Was it even black? It was sepia. That's what I added it to. There we go. That looks much deeper back. That I like that much better. Just. Okay. Now let's get under here. And blend that out. Make sure we don't miss those, the outside edge here. I really do like the way this is coming out. There we go. And well, I definitely wanted this to have a lot of earthy tones to it, because I've been doing so many bright, colorful things. I wanted it to be toned down a little bit. And I think we've actually been able to do that with this one. It's not been too bright. And we'll still get to some of this other detail where it goes. So like with the berries here and the corn and some more of the carrots, I think we'll be done with this. And I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. So how has your week been, Bryant? Has it been good? Hope so. Hope everybody's had a good week. It's been busy around here, that's for sure. So busy. I started a new series as well, which has been, I can't wait. I've only done one episode, but it's been, I can't wait to get it on the, get on the ball with it. Because it's the 12 Days of Watercolor Christmas. And it's fun. I've got it all already sketched out, all 12 sketched out. And I'm really happy with the way they came out. So I can't wait for everybody to see them. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate it. We're just putting in a few of the little details. And I still got to work on the carrots and the corn and the berries. And then we will be finished with this. I keep saying that, but I'm not sure. I keep finding more things to add to it. Oh, I hope so. That'd be awesome. I'm doing them live as well, so um I'm not sure if I should do them like at night or first thing in the morning or I did the first one. When did I do it? Now I can't remember. Um it was what day was it? It's already up, but um yeah. I think it was just to test it to see how it would go, honestly. But yeah, the first one was a snowman and it came out really cute. I was really happy with it. This is always my favorite part. It's just all the little detail work and making things look, you know, shadowed and highlighted. So, there we go. Okay, the carrots are done. Those look really good. Alrighty, so what else? We gotta do these berries. I think the berries I should do in a pinkish red. Even though they're not vegetables, I know. But still gotta have something festive in there, right? Can't just be all gourds and corn. We gotta make sure we put those the little stems back in here too, because they've kind of disappeared with that leaf. But that's okay. It's alright. It's alright. One more berry. Okay. Might make those cranberries. We could make those cranberries. I'm just gonna run this little stem out. So that, like so. Like that. And I think I might do the same thing with the leaves back here. Kind of define them a little bit by putting in a stem. There we go. And can't forget to put stems on our little gourds. I need to define this one a little bit more because it kind of blends in with the background. But we had leaves coming over it like that. Here we go. This looks better. It's amazing how paint will fade as it dries. There. That looks good. Do that back down here. Yeah. now I'm going to put little tops. Now these are dry now, pretty much enough. They're dry enough. Well, let's give them a second. I'm going to go in here and make these corn husks kind of pop a little bit more. Just a little bit. Like that. And the carrot tops. I'm just going to add a little bit of definition to some of these. Okay. So far, so good, y'all. Okay, now we're going to put the toppers on. I'm going to make these cranberries. Why not? Why not? And to do that, I'm just going to put little crowns on them. Like that. Like that. That looks amazing. That looks really good. I'm very happy with this so far. There. Just a few defining lines. Kind of make the different colors pop. And we are done. Now I think the last thing I'll do is I'm going to paint shadows under here so that it doesn't look like it's just floating around in space. So I'm gonna do it like a nice dark brownish black. I'm just gonna run around our vegetables here and then drag it down like that. And come in here, do the same. And up in here. some over here around our beets. There. Let's define around this radish a little better. There. I do believe we're finished. Awesome. I really like the way that turned out. Awesome. We done it. We did it. There. Okay, now I just need to add a little white on that tomato so it's shiny. Right in there. Like that. Maybe some white here. We can't forget our cranberries. There we go. So, awesome. We did it. All done. Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate it. And you have a great night, too. So, yeah, this was week 46, vegetables. And I appreciate it, Cynthia and Brian, for you both stopping by. And yeah, and if you're watching this on replay, this was Vegetables Week 46. And don't forget to go and watch Jen's video tomorrow on her channel. I will put a link in my video once I have it up tomorrow. This is going live right now, and then I make a video for tomorrow. It goes up at noon Eastern Standard Time. And so, yeah, make sure you go check those out too. And like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Oh, and don't forget to vote and put in your the prompts that you want to see us do in 2022. So until next time, I will see y'all later. Love you bunches. Bye.